What's going on? Yet another day at the garbage disposal plant as the world continues to melt to the literal ground. Big day, literal day here on the in the sauce universe. I would like to first start out by saying thank you, first of all, for being here. Thank you for your precious time and attention. You literal bag of literal garbage rice. You actual garbage bag. Calling you a bag of rice seems appropriate considering that it's the Olympics. Who gets it? Nobody. Okay. The big news of the day over here on this side of the Earth's crust is that this account hit 100,000 followers on Instagram. Round of applause, clap of the cheek. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I cannot express to you how great of a feeling that it is to hit 100,000 followers on Instagram. It's absolutely remarkable. I appreciate all of you so much for being a part of this journey, for cranking and twisting my bag and just throwing it over your shoulder and carrying on through life, climbing the mountain of garbage so that you can only tumble down into just a larger, like a vat of literal fecal matter, which is just earth, just the crust right now here on the crust. But I must say, while everything literally burns to the ground, it is nice. It is a nice bag crank. It feels real good, nice, fast, and loose in the Dirt Star when people just follow along and just pound it in. So thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Thomas, for the donation on the YouTubes there. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for being here. So for whoever doesn't even know, as I posted today into my story, I was just a person that yelled in their phone about random things on August 20th, 2020. I had 1,000 followers on Instagram. Now, a year and a half later, there's over 150,000 followers, including 25,000 on TikTok, 100,000 on Instagram, 24,000 on Facebook, another 3,000 on YouTube, another almost 1,000 on Getter, and almost 1,000 on Telegram. And it's just a twisted crank of the bag. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments, all the likes, all the shares up to your story, all of the purchases on bobbysauce.com. They are noted, and I really appreciate it so much. It's because of you that I'm able to do this and continue to broadcast all of these great things. So I'm so thankful and appreciative for all of you. So thank you guys and gals, theys, them, z's, zers, and upside down giraffes, zebras, whatever you are. If you're a hippopotamus, whatever, however you identify, thank you so much. I will throw you a head of lettuce if that's what you eat. I don't know. Maybe whatever, a leaf, perhaps a leaf, and crank my bag. Now, before I get started, I also want to thank Blue Free Optical, who is sponsoring tonight's episode. It is because of advertisers like Blue Free Optical who have taken a risk on this channel. You can see them here in the chat. I want to thank Blue Free Optical for sponsoring me. I made a story. I made a little commercial for them. Check out these glasses. Go to bluefreeoptical.com. You can follow them on Instagram. They're the yellow logo here in the chat on Instagram. Check out Blue Free Optical. Use code WOKE at checkout. I wear these things a couple hours before I go to bed, and they help me go to sleep. So a big thanks to Blue Free Optical for helping sponsor the channel. This is a company that agrees with what I'm saying here and is supporting the channel to reach people like you. So much love to Blue Free Optical for that. I'm going to be putting these on in a few minutes while I start to reject all this blue light from the screen here. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Thanks Drunk 3PO on YouTube for the donation there. Really appreciate it. So yeah, if you're on Instagram, you see Blue Free Optical with the yellow logo there. Give them a follow. Use code WOKE at checkout for 15% off. All right. Someone's like, "Are you faded?" No, fam. I hit 100,000 clams today. My bag is twisted, guy. Anyways, yo, the world is trash. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny how the actual garbage narrative is just falling apart in front of everybody's eyes. I think it's just a funny bag twist. Because you see places like New Jersey, for example, today taking away the diaper rules for these psychos. They're forcing. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna take away the diaper, but not for 30 days. It's like, excuse me, Bill. Like you're just gonna mask up and diaper up these children that are objectively and scientifically at extremely low risk of whatever having a bad day because you can't say anything because words are illegal because everything's trash and the world's on fire. That's totally fine. And they're just like, yeah, we're just going to take it away in a month. I think what's happening, if I could crank your bag for a second, I think what's happening is I think that all of these tyrants are actually realizing that the absolutely psychotic, unscientific, allegedly, whatever, you know, that words are legal, don't censor me, bro, that they're doing is trash. They're literal trash. And I think that they're understanding that if they continue with this psychotic nonsense, that their political clout and or political stock is going to go down quite a bit. So I think it's great. And I think that more people need to understand that the reason that all this stuff is happening is not because they believe that somehow it's mysteriously safe. It's just that they understand that they're going to have a lot of problems to deal with people using their boca. What is it called? Whatever it is, their air breather, their mouth hole, whatever you want to call it, their breathing hole, their breathing tube, whatever. I think that they're realizing that the people are starting to get pretty upset. And interestingly enough, people that I know, people that I grew up with that have been consistently apolitical for throughout the time that I've known them are suddenly and mysteriously like, take the diapers off my kids, you psychotic dweeb. It's just like, yeah, let's do it. Because what's happening is people are starting to realize that you're not on the right side of this, and your average everyday citizen is like, this doesn't add up. My kid's been wearing like a moldy sopping wet cloth diaper with spicy Cheeto dust on the inside in school for however many long. They're not learning. There's all the scientific evidence to come out. They're calling Joe Rogan an upside down backwards giraffe or whatever. They're yelling at everybody, and the world is garbage. And I think that they're just starting to realize that the people that understand this and can see it are starting to come out and make their voice known. And I think that it's quite interesting that the voice of the people is actually being being amplified in this way, because most people don't even realize how significant it is that they speak up about it, post about it, talk about it. You have the perfect example of GoFundMe or GoSendMe or send whatever they are, they're trash, taking away all that money from these people in Canada. And it's like this, you have all these people going online and be like, start filing chargebacks. You had Big Ron to Santa Claus coming down the chimney with all the presents, just being like, oh, we're going to come after you psychopaths. And then just like that, they reversed their decision. So I think that everybody needs to understand that we have to keep our foot on the gas, so to speak, as it relates to this stuff, because they're going to keep coming. So the next thing they're going to say is like, they're going to be like, you have to compost you're going to have to take your dump and compost it in your front yard and grow like a mushroom bush out of it, or a cucumber, or you don't get a tax credit. The world's on fire. Meanwhile, Barry O and Big Mike are building a multi-million-dollar mansion on the oceanfront in Hawaii. You can't go to Hawaii unless you have a mystery upside down crispity crackly mystery procedure. That seems fine. This is an American state. You're just not allowed to go there. That's cool. People in Canada are not allowed to leave their own country. They're just like literally prisoners in their own country, and everyone's like, this is fine. And they're like, oh, they're honking. Just stop them, they're honking. It's like people's lives have been ruined, and they're like, oh, I haven't slept for 5 days. It's like, what are you talking about? Anybody that's ever been to a downtown apartment knows that the freaking windows are thick as hell. It's like you're telling me that the occasional toot is keeping these people up at night? No, as they're just coming down to the street and screaming and being psychos, but whatever. Everything is trash. The world is garbage. So also a funny term that I heard today, which I think is hilarious, is they're calling the truckers Truckistan, which I think is hilarious. So good on them. I see they've been having some dance parties over there. They got a couple of bounce houses. They're giving out granola bars. And these absolute psycho Pygmalion garbage merchants, these people that are in the halls of power, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna take their gasoline away and just freeze them out, which is awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right to protest. They actually did something where the people actually organized and made something happen. And they're like, nope, you're not allowed to do that. We're just gonna steal your gas. But whatever, we're living in a garbage fire. But hey, who cares? The world is trash. In other news, I saw an article in Zero Hedge a couple of days ago, last week, that talked about Exxon and how Exxon how ExxonMobil, the freaking oil company, has had their biggest profit since 2014 as a result of all of these green policies. Newsflash, you bags of garbage. People are still using gasoline. They're just charging so much more money for it. And as a result, companies like Exxon have had their biggest profit since 2014. They're doing a $10 billion stock buyback program. And that stock buyback allows them to just pat all of their wallets and make so much money. Meanwhile, I personally am paying $100 for a tank of gasoline, which is cool. So it's just like all of these fake liar, savage losers, dweebs, Joey Ice Cream Cone, Joey Give Out Free Pipes. That was the Hunter Initiative. Are just making outrageous profits. It says the company generated their highest cash from operations since 2012 and distributed a whopping $15 billion to shareholders. Now they're talking about how oil is going to be $200 a barrel. But whatever, no one cares. Everybody's so stupid. Meanwhile, on Fox News tonight, there was a person, a they, a them, a hippopotamus that identifies as a wolf. So that's fine. That seems cool. Meanwhile, people are mad at Joe Rogan, accusing him of being an upside down backwards supreme or whatever. And it's just like these podcasts have existed for 10 years and just nobody cared. But all of a sudden, because he's supposedly allowing people that are experts in their field to talk, that somehow is bad. So everything is trash. The world is literal garbage and no one can be trusted anymore because everything's dumb. Meanwhile, in Gine, in the literal hellscape of Gine, there's these videos. if you go on frickin' Reuters, there's people, all of the people that are over in Gine playing sports slide and sliding down a hill and playing in the snow or whatever they're doing while no one is watching because everything's dumb and no one cares. You have videos of bartenders at these ski resorts wearing hazmat suits, pouring cocktails. So it's like, and then it's just like, stop. Like, give it up, you freaking psychos. Meanwhile, no one even cares. These kids are going to school wearing diapers on their face all day, and apparently you could just hold your breath and you'll just be fine. So that seems cool. Meanwhile, you have to wear a diaper on a plane. You can't even get on a bus or in a taxi or on a plane or on a boat in the country of Canada. Yet these people are out there having a good time, like shoveling the streets and like singing songs and playing in bounce houses and just like being peaceful and just like operating a better society than True Dumpster. And he hides in his hideaway, just being a literal garbage hound. And any person can go online and watch all of the live streams from over there. And it's just like people hanging out, just living their best life. It's like hanging. They're like talking to each other in cool accents and just being radical. People just don't even understand that the biggest threat to these psychopaths is people just uniting and being together. And people hate Joe Rogan because they want to accuse him of being a supreme when he's just clearly not. They want to hate on these truckers saying that they're supremes when they're just not. They're just like they're crying because they understand that what they're fighting for is the future of their nation and ultimately the future for their children. And they're like they stole a granola bar from a homeless shelter. It's like, did they? Because every single time I've seen a live stream, I've seen a freaking table of snacks. There's like 1,000 snacks. They're giving the snacks away for free. There's free snacks for everybody. Everybody's just having a good time. It's like eating a meatball sub, and they're like, "Oh, hateful rhetoric." These people are insane. And you just have the people of Canada, just like the nicest, friendliest folks in the entire world, and they're just like hateful symbols. And it's like, are they saying hateful symbols? Because everything that I've said is like every single word I've heard come out of any person that's actually there or protesting or organizing or whatever word. This is like the nicest, most friendly thing ever. They're like, please, Justin, talk to us. And he's just like, hateful rhetoric. It's just like, you're a garbage hound. Like, is somebody going to let this drama teacher know that he's just like a literal merchant of trash? Because he obviously is. Meanwhile, all the people that are down at the protests are just, they're like, hey, we're trying to fight for the children, eh? And they're just like, hateful rhetoric. I'm going to put my glasses on. It's getting late. Again, a reminder, Blue Free Optical, at Blue Free Optical. Go to bluefreeoptical.com. Use code WOKE, 15% off. I appreciate them again for sponsoring the channel. So thank you guys so much. So yeah, so it's just a literal trash fire over there, and everything's garbage, and nobody cares. And I think that, unfortunately, for all of the literal psychotic garbage hounds that supposedly are the powerful that run this world, it's like, people just fail to understand that the people with the money are making the most money ever. The people that are running control of all this stuff are making absolutely insane quantities of cash. Absolutely insane. They're making money on the stock market going up and down. They're making money on the inflation. They're inflating all of their asset prices. Because I want to make it very clear. I hope that people understand this. If you are $30 trillion in debt, if you are $30 trillion in debt like the United States is, there's only two ways to pay this debt back. One is to collect more taxes from the citizens in order to pay the debt back. You have to collect more taxes. They are collecting more taxes, except they're collecting more taxes in the form of collecting $600 from your Venmo account or from your PayPal account, sicking all these IRS agents on your average everyday people to squeeze more money out of them. And since they can't possibly tax $30 trillion of cash to get that money paid back, the only other way to pay it back is to inflate all of the currency by printing the money out of thin air, devaluing all the cash that everybody has, and then using this fake inflationary cash to pay this debt down. Keep all these interest rates at outrageously low rates and just inflate it away. And the people that lose are the people that are at the bottom and at the middle and in the lower class of people, the people that have the least amount of assets, the people that have no cash. So you have every single house being extremely expensive. You have it almost nearly impossible to be able to afford a single family home in any state. You have taxes going up for pretty much everybody. You have your money being inflated away and every single thing that you buy being so much more expensive, from gasoline to groceries to meat to milk to every single imaginable possible thing. Rental cars, home rent, everything. And then they're driving out all the small business owners. They're driving all the small business owners away by incurring all these extra expenses, forcing them to check whether or not you took a procedure in order to walk in the door, which is ruining those businesses. And what happens as a result? All the businesses go out. They lose the businesses. They lose the rent. They have to go bankrupt. And then what happens? We think those spaces are all going to go empty. What's going to happen is all of the rich people, all of the rich organizations are going to buy up all those assets for pennies on the dollar. And as they print more money, the value of the asset goes up in parallel to the value to the amount of inflation that there is. So if you have $100,000 in the bank and they're deflating your money away, not only is your money losing 7% of value per year, but everything that you're buying is more expensive. Whereas if somebody has a house that's worth $100,000, that house is going up proportionately to the amount of the inflation. If the inflation goes up by 7%, the house goes up by 7%. So do all of your other assets. So they're just making everybody so rich. It is a complete and total power shift, and nobody even understands. And they've got us hung up on some completely irrelevant garbage, thinking that we're theys and thems, distracting us and making us hate each other. It's just a sad tragedy. Meanwhile, last week, Johnson & Johnson, perhaps a familiar name for you psychos out there, have agreed, and three of the nation's largest drug wholesalers and distributors have agreed to pay $589 million in settlement after hundreds of native tribes accused the companies of fueling the opioid crisis in their communities. $589 million. So the exact same company that you're supposed to trust for all of these things, literally this week, with 3 other major drug wholesalers and distributors, agreed to pay $589 million in settlement to these native tribes. I did the math out. It's over $200 for every single Native American citizen in the entire country that they have to pay. And why do they have to do it? Because they basically lied about they lied while advertising their pills and got all these people in these native tribes addicted to opioids. And as a result, so many of them suffered and lost their life for it. So they're admitting no wrongdoing, obviously, but they're promoting opioid pain relief prescription medicine. Meanwhile, they had a 2019 lawsuit where they paid $75 million, and all 574 federally recognized native tribes will be able to receive money from these settlements. And this comes a couple weeks after another $26 billion settlement for pretty much the exact same thing. So it's just like these psychos are making money hand over fist, taking people's life, using low interest money that's being basically backstopped and financed by the government, aka the taxpayer, aka you, to buy back tens of billions to buy back all their stock, inflate the price of their stock, pay out all of their executives, like the CEOs and all of these all of these C-suite executives that get paid based on the stock price. And everybody loses but them. And people are still just like, oh, people are like, it's for safety. It's like, is it? Is it for safety, you psycho? But whatever. I don't expect anybody to understand because the world is trash and everything is garbage. So I am very excited seeing what's going on in Canada. I do believe that it's heating up. I do believe that the entire world is starting to understand and see the power of actual people coming together when they listen to the people that are saying stuff there, when they listen to the content that they put out, when they watch on the live streams, and as they start to pay attention and mainstream media outlets in the United States start to cover it and or bring attention to it, and accounts like this and there's so many other accounts that follow it, donate to it, contribute to it, and help promote it. It's just making further evidence. It's just creating further evidence that the fringe minority with unacceptable views are actually, in a lot of cases, the majority. And the fact that this many people went out and organized this in such a great way has to be scary to them because they understand that the people are very, very powerful. And if you have something like a tow truck company, for example, saying we're going to refuse to go down there and tow these trucks away, and if you have police officers that may or may not resign as a result of having to go down there and enforce these outrageous rules, well, you might start to find that people all agreeing that something is completely insane and unjust is a real threat. Because at the end of the day, the real vote is in the opinions of the people. The real vote with your feet is where your attention goes and what you decide to consume and where you spend your money. And if everyone understood that a 30% of loss for any business, small, medium, or large, is absolutely massive. And any business understands that they can't do that. So they're going to be super woke until it affects their bottom line. And that's what's obviously happening to companies like Spotify and others. So all I have to say is that, you have people that are really stepping up. You have people like Ian Smith, who's running for Congress in New Jersey. You have people like Mike Crispy, who's running for Congress in New Jersey as well for a separate district. And you have everyday people stepping up and doing what we need to do, making a government that's for the people. I was looking up Governor Phil Murphy today from New Jersey, who looks like a surprised squirrel for some reason. If you look at any picture of him, I don't know, look at it, Google it, Google Phil Murphy, and look at his Wikipedia page. He's like a surprise. He's like a shocked squirrel. But whatever. This dude is probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars, worked at Goldman Sachs for many years, made a ridiculous fortune. And then what? He wants to be the governor of New Jersey for what reason? Why? So he can collect a couple of 100,000 coins a year? Please. That seems totally legit. Meanwhile, One of the investments that he made when he was working at Goldman Sachs was in this outrageous company, I believe in Hong Kong or Taiwan, that had ridiculous labor practices. These people are sick in the head. They're absolutely savage. And it's like, these are the people that are in the halls of power in this country. It's like, do you honestly think that Phil Murphy is a public servant? Does anybody honestly actually believe that? These people are sick in the head, and it is very, very sad. But whatever. The world is trash. People in the chat like Jersey here, Murphy sucks. Yeah. But anyhow, I wanted to thank everybody for the 100,000, and I wanted to come on and answer some questions and just interact with you guys for a little bit. So I'm going to start reading through the comments and whatnot. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat with you. And again, thank you so much for being here, for your precious time, for supporting the channel, for going to bobbysauce.com. I really do appreciate that, guys. It's so amazing. I would have never imagined that this account would reach 100,000 followers in this short of an amount of time. And I want to extend a special thanks to people like Andy Forsella, Tommy Vexed, Ian Smith, Tony Sentmanat from Real World Tactical for giving me some reposts. Wake Up with Linda for reposting me at the very beginning and helping me to propel this channel. I want to thank Dead Pedal Coffee, who was the first sponsor of the channel, who have been sending me coffee, which I absolutely love. And I want to especially thank Blue Free Optical, who are these blue light blocking glasses that I'm watching right now. Blue Free Optical, follow them on Instagram, bluefreeoptical.com, code WOKE for 15% off at checkout. So I want to thank them for supporting the channel. I think people need to understand that this is the parallel economy that they're forcing us to create, because you have people that want to support and propel this message and reach people like you, reach people that are based. So it's really important that we all cross-pollinate with these types of folks and keep the money in the circle, because these psychos are using it in a lot of other ways. So I think it's really important to thank them. At the very least, go and follow Dead Pedal Coffee. Go and follow Blue Free Optical. Check out what they have to say, and support people that supports the channel. And thanks to all of you guys. I know I've seen people in here buying the badges. I want to shout out the people that got the badges so far. Thank you, Jackson 6 2020, Lana Liberty for the Lana Liberty with multiple badges, the Megan Hayward, Soulshine Collective, Keto Vampire, Nin for sure, and Chooks Official. I appreciate you guys for buying the badges. It's been a long time without those, so I do appreciate the support. But yeah, the world is trash. Sarah said on Facebook, you know that you're the ish. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it. Oh my God. I find it so, this is what I do not understand, is that how, after all this time and how insane and stupid all of this stuff is, how is it literally possible? Thank you, Dominique Barriger, for the badge. Appreciate you. How is it after all this time that people are just like totally okay with these psychos forcing these kids to wear diapers at school all day? I just don't understand. And in the reel that I made today, I showed Eric Adams, the new mayor of New York, not wearing his diaper. I saw Stacey Abrams not wearing her diaper. Goosey Trojan 94 says, are you going to Rumble or Getter or Gab at some point? I do have a Rumble account. I upload my videos there, but the mobile app version of Rumble is a little bit more challenging. So I only put my longer form videos on Rumble. I do have a Getter account. It's on Getter. I am at Take Naps. My account is verified. I do have a Gab account, but I haven't really seen any action there. So I haven't really been posting much on Gab. I am on Getter. If you go on Getter, my handle is at Take Naps. I bought a new domain name the other day for it to be easy for everybody to find all of the stuff that I'm doing. Just go to followbobby.com, and all of my links are in the footer or are visible at followbobby.com. Somebody said, glad my kids are in private school. Diapers are optional. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that's so insane, is that there are so many places that have taken all of this stuff away all of this time. And what happened as a result? Nothing. You can look at the numbers in places like Florida and all these other states, and nothing's changed. It seems so absolutely insane and sick that they're subjecting the kids to this while they're not doing it themselves. And you just have Uncle Gav and Magic Johnson giving dap to each other while while Garcetti holds his breath for 3 hours. These people are psychos. These people are actually psycho. The only thing that matters to these people is power and money. That's all they want. That's all they care about. They just want money and power, and it's disgusting. And the fact that people still somehow don't understand it is so puzzling to me. It's like, hello, Jerry. Like, what are you doing? Crispy YC says, Crispy C says, thank you for the hoodie. Both came in this week and they're fire. Thank you so much for buying the hoodies on BobbySauce.com. I really appreciate it. Somebody says my comments are getting banned. That's not me. Your blue blockers are making me sleepy. Love to all. That's what they're for. They're to help you go to sleep. Help you. There's a bunch of science there. It's sciencing. Helps you with the lights and the thing and the. So you can have a restful sleep there, Jerry. Your post of the LA governor was hilarious. Yeah, he's a literal. This guy's such a dweeb. It makes me so sick that people will look at Gab. This guy is a psychopath, and they're just like, yeah, I love this guy. It's like this guy's picking up one cardboard box at like on the train tracks, and people are like, I love this dude. It's like this dude is a greasy, scrizzly, scrumbly, upside down, traditional politico psychopath. Somebody says, how do you suggest that we stop them? By having conversations, talking to people, sharing content, making your voice known, showing up at teacher meetings. I mean, people ask me this question so much. They're like, what do I do? I literally have a video on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram called What You Can Do Right Now. Go on my Instagram, type in What You Can Do Right Now, Bobby Sausalito, and find the video. I literally did an hour of it. If you have to ask me the question of what we do to stop them, you're not working hard enough. You're not paying attention because you know the answer to that question. It's like asking a personal trainer, like, how should I get in better shape? Go to the gym more often. You know what I mean? Do more cardio, eat better, eat less bonbons. It's like you know the answer. You're just asking a person a question as a way of dismissing your own personal responsibility to do what you know needs to be done. You see what's happening. Run for a public office. Go to a school board meeting. Change the conversations that you have with people every day. Talk about it more. Consume different types of podcasts and different types of media. Stop watching CNN. Talk to your friends about it. Convince people in your family that this stuff is garbage. Stop wearing a diaper. Stop going to businesses that force you to wear diapers. Stop going to cities that force you to have a procedure in order to enter a building. Stop going to concerts that they force you to have a whatever. Stop using fake cards. You know what I mean? Support or make donations to companies or creators or businesses or nonprofits or whatever that support the ideologies that you want. Make a donation on Give, Send, Go to the truckers. Support these types of things and propel their content. I mean, it's not really that complicated. But it's just like, okay, and yet people somehow still don't understand that they need to do something about it. Yeah, and like people are out there just having fake cards, and it's like, cool, I get it. Like you want to go skiing, or you want to go to Aspen, or you want to go to the you want to go to the Lil Nas X concert. I get it. Well, I don't get that. But it's like, as Ian Smith says, who's running for Congress, IanSmithForCongress.com, he's like, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If everybody, thank you, Kukla05 for the badge. Appreciate you. If you can't have the most basic amount of discomfort, then you're not fighting for the cause. That's the thing, is like, you will not catch me in New York City, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, or Chicago. I like all of those places, but I will not go to any of those places because I'm not welcome there because I'm dirty. So suck my bag. I'm going to take my money and put it in somebody else's brown eye. You psychos. These people are disgusting. It's like, hello, I'm not going to go to a business that forces me to wear a diaper. I'm just not going to go. I'm going to find an alternative. I'm not going to fly to a place that requires it. Yeah, Boston too. These people are trash. So you take away their money. You take away their ability to have control over you. You see all these kids that are standing up at school. I love that. You love to see it. It's like these kids are understanding that bravery is rewarded. Andy Frisella said a great thing one time. He said, courage is always rewarded and fence sitters are not. Fence sitters are not rewarded. If you sit in the middle of an issue, you don't take a side, you not taking a side, your indifference to having a side is a side. Your inaction is cowardly. Step up. You don't know which side to be on. Oh, hello, it's a crucial time in history, you psychopath. Maybe you should look into that. There's a kid wearing a diaper in school all day, not learning how, not being able to learn. There's a 5-year-old that they're trying to give this mysterious thing to, and no one even cares. It's like, all right, maybe you should look into that. Have you walked around outside? Yeah, like maybe you should start paying attention to that while you put a soggy cloth diaper that's been sitting in your cup holder for 2 months. Maybe you should think about that before you diaper up and go into a place. How are people not understanding this? I go to the airport and I walk around and I'm like, how many people here do you think have even taken the time to even research this or have an opinion on it while they just strap their diaper on and go about their life? It's absolutely insane. It's like, I can't imagine doing something for 2 weeks that I didn't understand what it was doing, not only to my health, to my body, but to the world at large. People just strap on their diaper and walk into work. I'm at the UPS store. I'm at the grocery store today. There's 27-year-old grown men. They're just strapping on a diaper to go to Publix. It's like, bro, it's just like, I can't hear. Like, stop. Literally stop. There's no rule. People are going to be doing this forever. People are going to be doing this forever, and they won't even take the time to look into it. It's like, hello, what are you doing? When I went to buy a car, I went to buy a new car, and I wanted a car that had 2 sunroofs. My car has a normal sunroof that goes back, and then it has a moonroof in the back. I looked up the gas mileage, the increased gas mileage, because a second moonroof has more weight than just a normal roof. I looked up the gas mileage to calculate how much money it would cost me to have an SUV with 2 sunroofs instead of 1 sunroof. And I calculated the cost of what that would be over the 5 years or 6 years that I'm going to own the car to see how much more money it would cost me to have a secondary moonroof. I did more research on this freaking moonroof than most people do about a diaper over the kid's face all day. What are you doing? It's like, I don't have nothing but time on my hands, you psycho. I'm just saying, I'm not stupid. It takes me 5 minutes. I'm like, does a second moonroof cause more gas mileage? And then it's like, yes. And I'm just like, how much more? And I did the Gagal, I did the Bing Bong, I looked it up, I did a calculator, and there it is. It costs 1,100 clams in 5 years. It costs me $200 a year. It costs me $1,200 a month, or $15 a month to have a second moonroof. And I was like, that's cool. I'm cool with the 12 clams. I lost 12 clams in the breeze yesterday. I spent it on a chicken Caesar wrap. I threw it out the window. I ordered a side salad. They gave me 1 grape tomato. I threw it in the trash. I scrambled it up with my fingers, made a video out of it, and threw it off a bridge. It's just like, who cares about $12? But I did more research about the gas mileage of 2 moonroofs than these psychos will do about something that affects every aspect of their life. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Hello, use DuckDuckGo, you psycho. What is wrong with people? And they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna get this mysterious, crispity, crackly, upside down, like mystery juice from this documentedly criminal organization that's just been doing absolutely horrible, upside down, no good, very bad things for freaking 50 years. And they're like, oh yeah. They're like, oh, let me put on my diaper to go into Starbucks. Who hurt you? Literally, whom hurt you, Jerry? Like, what's wrong with you? They're just like, oh, and then they'll tell their own children. They're like, no, don't come to Thanksgiving. We're afraid. It's like, who, like, literally, whom hurt you? Turn off CNN, you psychopath. What is wrong with you? And they're just like, oh, and like people, and people don't even seem to question it when the most ardent supporters, the triple, quadruple, quadruple juiced psychopaths like Chelsea Garbage Handler, are in the hospital because she's sick now. It's like, oh, I thought you got 3 hits of the juice and everybody's an idiot but you. Shut up, Chelsea. No one cares about your opinion. You're old. You're not funny anymore. Cool. It's like, I'm fatty and mean and I'm fun. You're not funny. Like, sorry, Chelsea. You were funny 15 years ago. Like, head to pasture. Like, you're a total and complete shill for the narrative. You're a psychopath. Congratulations. People are like, slay Chelsea. They're just like saying slay to Lizzo. Like, Lizzo is not looking good. I'm just saying, I'm like, whatever. I'm just saying, like, do your own judgment. I'm just saying, you're not slaying. You know what I mean? It's like, I gained 20 pounds. They're like, queen. It's like, queen? Literal queen? Is that what it is? It's like, Lizzo posted this video or photo or whatever it is on Instagram, and she's just like sitting there naked, just like all just like, I don't want to see that. Like literally zero. And in the comments, people are just like, people are like, a literal work of art, a literal work of art. And I'm like, most artists don't make any money, but it's like, yeah, I guess it's a work of art. What else is a work of art? I mean, I mean, what constitutes art anymore? But whatever. So it's just like she's playing the game right into their hands. It's like Lizzo's just sitting there like, all right, if I take a picture of me completely naked and just not looking good, I don't know, whatever. Maybe she did. Some people like it. I don't know. I'm just saying, considering how many people have had issues related to their health, that related to whatever, fill in the blanks, you bag of garbage. It's just like, maybe we shouldn't be promoting this, but whatever. So she takes a picture where she's naked and just looking all types of whatever. And what is she using it to do? To promote her new album, her new single or whatever. And they're like, Lizzo slays. Like Lizzo slays after. You can't say anything anymore. They're just like, Lizzo is literally slaying, and people are like, queen, literal piece of art, work of art, work of art. And it's like, no, literal not work of art. You know what's a work of art? People that bust their ass in the gym to stay in shape. You know how difficult it is to be in shape? That's a work of art, you psychopaths. Just being slovenly is not art. Congrats. Like, I'm just saying. It's like, how backwards and upside down. And then, but if you criticize it, you're an upside down supreme. You're a this, you're a that, you're all these things. You're bad. You're very bad. No good, very bad person. This freaking live stream will surface 20 years from now, and they'll be like, Robert J. Sauce said Lizzo was not skinny. It's like, what? And that'll be what it is. And then in 2033, they're like, cancel Sauce. And she's just using it to be like, body positivity, queen, buy my new album. She doesn't care about body positivity. She doesn't care about anything. She just knows that it'll get people talking about it. So she's just like, let me take a picture of me like rolled up naked, and people will be like, slay, literally slay. And there was like headlines a month ago where it was like, Lizzo celebrates gaining weight. It's like, what? It's like, is that a celebration? Is this the lesson for the young women of the world? Like, like you're a piece of art. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying maybe we shouldn't be promoting that. I'm just saying it's like, that's not good. It's not hard to not exercise. You know what I mean? It's not hard to do that. Anyone can do that. It's very easy. You go to McDonald's, you get a triple quarter pounder with cheese, and then you don't move. It's like, that's the celebration. That's the trophy. Art. It's like, is it art? I don't know, dude. But whatever. I don't know. It's slaying the donut, slaying the Pillsbury Doughs. Excuse me. Yo, I'm gonna get canceled. Somebody's, but whatever. I don't know. What up, Nikwa? Even bad press is better than no press. Yeah, I mean, Panini press. Whoa! Hold on there. Sorry about that. Everybody relax. That is not what I just said. Sorry. My oh my God. Sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Whoa! Excuse me. Sorry. Yo, I watched the show. I saw a show on, I don't know, on the on the deception rectangle in the corner of my room, on the mind control rectangle, and it was some show of like these two morbidly obese sisters. It's called something like 1,000-pound sisters or something. And I was like, good grief. So naturally, because I'm a human person, I was like, play, I was like, season 1, episode 1. And it was scary. This one gal is 400 something, I think 500 pounds or something like that. And then the other one is like over 600 pounds. And I was like, Jesus, it's sad. Honestly, it's sad. And then, of course, because why would I went to season 3, episode 10 or whatever. The last episode I skipped over. And one of them had gotten gastric bypass, something or other, and was looking better and had a kid now. And then the other one was looking way worse and then I did a duck, and she had just been put into a coma because she was having some heart something or other upside down, whatever. And in the preview for the start of the episode, she was like drinking shots and like smoking Weeble or something. And I was like, yeah, what? And it's just like there's cameras in their face, and they're just like, I'm proud of them for trying to get better, and I'm not trying to dunk on them, but this is just further evidence that the mind is a very powerful thing. And as these gals sat on the call with their doctor, they're like, we need to get surgery, otherwise whatever. These girls are like 35. They're like 35 years old. And it's just like your heart is like working quadruple overtime. But as they're on the call with the doctor, they're both drinking drinks out of a straw. And the doctor's like, what's in the cup? Like, I noticed what you're drinking. And they're like, oh, it's a diet soda. And the guy's like, yeah, you shouldn't be drinking that. He's like, how many sodas do you have a day? Like 5? And they were like, no, we have 12 to 14 cans of soda a day. And it's like, they're on the call and they're drinking 12 cans of soda a day. Like, your average can of soda is 250 something calories. Like Coca-Cola is 250 calories. You're talking 3,000 calories a day in soda alone. And that's if they actually only drink 12. The point of the matter is like, they know they're unhealthy. They would cry. They cried when they got on the scale about how bad they felt about themselves, which is heartbreaking, but then they do nothing to solve it. And then even though the doctor says these things that are objectively obvious, they think that the only thing that can save them is surgery. It's like the cheap and easy way out. And it's like, if you just drank water and clapped like this, just clapped, you could literally lose 20, 30 pounds in a couple of weeks. And if you were to just make the most basic of adjustments. So the point of the story is that the lesson is that the mind is a very incredible and complicated thing. And the fact that these women have essentially put themselves in this predicament where they're literally staring at the face of death if they don't change their ways, and still can't change them, at least one of them, just goes to show how powerful it is if you don't manage the operation that you have going on upstairs. And on top of all that, here they are being enriched by a television and a camera on them, and it's being glorified and broadcast, where the real broadcast should be people that are healthy, people that are exercising, how difficult it is to stay in shape. So it's just yet another perfect example of how powerful the mind is. And if we don't take care and have discipline over our own mind and the thoughts that we think day to day, moment to moment, we're totally screwed. We're totally doomed. And it's like all of the solutions to all of our problems are there. They're all right there. They're all right in front of us. They're a mindset away. And for whatever reason, we're out here just drinking diet soda. Here's a newsflash. Every single thing in the world works this way. It's like, if you can have discipline over your mind, you can win. But instead, no, we're not even going to question anything. We're just going to drink diet soda. We're going to go and get a surgery to solve our problems. And that's why everything is trash. I see some people asking about the glasses. The glasses are blue light blocking glasses from Blue Free Optical, bluefreeoptical.com. Use code WOKE at checkout for 15% off. A big shout out to Blue Free Optical for supporting the channel and sponsoring this broadcast. I appreciate them so much. Mindset is so powerful, but it's got to be positive. Look, I agree that your mindset and you should stay focused on positive things, but I also think that you need to understand the bad things and figure out how to solve them. You can't always be positive all the time. You can't always be only thinking about what's uplifting. You have to recognize the bad things that are going on and address those things. You have to solve those things. Thanks, MSVT. I appreciate that. But I just think it's just such an important lesson right now that people pay a little bit more attention to their mind. And it's like, it's not that hard to pay attention to what's going on in the world. Yet, despite all of this trash, people still can't seem to figure it out. It's like, hello. But on the bright side, I do see the tide shifting. And I do believe that time will prove to work in our favor. I do think that there's a lot of good objective signs that show that the right things are happening. Somebody on Facebook said, nope, real life is full of ish. Look, I say the world is garbage, but really the world is a great thing. You woke up today, you're living, you're alive, your life is good. Hopefully you're healthy. People love you or you love yourself. It's a great day to be alive. All we got to do is figure out how to solve these problems. Every problem that the world has is solvable through conversations and mindset. And if all of us just took a little bit more responsibility for the things that happen in our life, we'd be able to fix the world just on that alone. If we only just audited the thoughts that go through our mind, if we only paid more attention to the things that we say and the things that we think about, we would live a better life. This is my other pair of Blue Free Opticals right here. You can check those out. I'll leave those right there. Government is garbage. Government is not garbage. Government is a good thing. The government is there to protect and uphold our rights. The people that are in the government now are the ones that are garbage. The tyrants who are controlled by outside forces and money and greed, those are the ones who are garbage. And we have the ability to get them out of there by changing the disposition of everyday people, by getting people to pay more attention and care more about the psychotic things that they're doing. That's the thing. It's like the government in itself, in and of itself, is not bad. Government is a good thing and we need it. We have to make sure that we focus our attention on the right things and not just demonize everything. It's the people in there. It's the career politicians. It's the career psychopaths that are wielding their power on everyday citizens and calling everything an upside down emergency. These are the people that we need to get rid of. It's not the government itself. Government is actually a good thing. Somebody said, why am I neglecting YouTube? I don't know what that means. What do you mean, why am I neglecting YouTube? Whoa. Yo, the light. Wearing these glasses reduces the amount of light. It's so much less bright. I'm going to switch up the style here. Thank you so much, Robin, for the donation. I saw Robin just sent a Venmo. I appreciate you, Robin. Thank you so much. Without congressional term limits, nothing's going to change in this country. That's a pretty defeatist attitude. I think that that's one of many tools that can be used to fix things, but I don't believe that just one thing is the whole solution. So he says, is Joey Longfart going to make it all 4 years? No. I love how you called him Joey Longfart. I love that. I think that's amazing. Literally, Joey Longfart, hilarious. They're like, Camilla Parker Bowles can't get enough of Joey's Longfart. No, I do not think he's going to make it all 4 years. I think they're going to put Krusty in there. And I think the last year of Joey Ice Cream Cones is going to be Krusty. When's Donnie coming out of the pineapple? Yo, Donnie did an interview tonight on Epic Times with Kash Patel, who is his like counterterrorism something or other deputy or whatever. He did worked in in the intelligence arm of Donnie's situation. And he did this interview with him tonight. And Donnie goes, and he asked him, and Donnie goes, he started talking about Peter Schiff, and he was like, Peter Schiff. He's like, he was like, Peter Schiff, respectfully. He's like, respectfully, I call him Watermelon Head because his head is shaped like a watermelon. And I was like, yo, this guy is a comedian. This guy's the funniest dude. Oh my God. He was just like, yeah, I call him Watermelon Head because his head looks like a watermelon. And I was like, the former leader of the free world just said that this dude, he calls him Watermelon Head because his head looks like a watermelon. That is priceless. It's absolutely gold, Jerry. It's gold. Oh my God. I thought that was so funny. Someone said on Facebook, have I seen Pompeo lately? Yo, Pompeo lost about 100 lbs. He's going to be at, I believe Pompeo is going to speak at CPAC later this month. Yeah, Donnie is hilarious. Yeah, Trump was on with Kash Patel, and he sounded like he's coming back. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going to. But respectfully, Adam Schiff looks like a watermelon head because he looks like a watermelon. He's like, yeah, I call him Watermelon Head. I like Pompeo. I thought Pompeo was on point. Respectfully, I personally think what's his face. I think Big Ron DeSanta Claus is much better than Ball Game. But you know, whatever. Agree to disagree. I think that DeSanta Claus is a little bit less polarizing, and I think that there's a better chance. I think we should have a DeSantis Sausalito ticket, TBH, but whatever. When in Rome. Somebody said pencil neck Adam Schiff. Oh. Hey, it's Reasonable Roy again. That's funny. Reasonable Roy is back. Laguna Living, yes. I don't want to say that word, but yes, that is true. Laguna Living on Instagram, you are correct. Somebody said DeSanta Claus 24, agreeable. Justin Biebel, I'm with that. Now we got a couple conspiratorios in the Instagram chat, just getting a little dicey. Dave says DeSantis Bobby Sauce 2024. I agree with that. Paulie Jocelyn says Donnie shouldn't even run again. I think you might be right on that one. I see a lot of people interacting with Blue Free Optical in the chat here on the live. I appreciate that. It's really good to see. I'm wearing the Blue Free Optical shades right now. Like I said, woke at checkout for 15% off. Go check them out. Like I said, appreciate them for supporting the stream and for sponsoring this today. Somebody on Facebook said Daddy DeSantis. I don't really care so much for the whole daddy thing. If that's your thing, then like whatever, I guess. But I'm not too keen on the daddy stuff. I think it's kind of dumb. I get it, but nah, son. It's not my cup of garbage. How thankful is everybody that the live streams are back with the push notifications? I have to admit, I missed the push notifications. I had no monetization here for 4 months. I had no push notifications. I had no badges. It was such a huge part of my operation, and it really slowed me down for quite a bit. So I'm so glad that the push notifications are back. Somebody said, Megan said, DeSantis isn't your daddy. No, absolutely not, Jerry. And I just think that the whole concept of like calling them daddy is it's just so, I just don't know that it's just like not the vibe. You don't want to be our daddy, Sauce? No, I don't want to be anybody's daddy. I'm good. Like, where's your father? Like, who hurt you? No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just not my cup of cheese. What's your name for the idiot governor we have in New York? I just call her because her name is what it sounds like when I choke on a hairball, when I see a human man outside with a diaper over his talking hole. I just don't. I don't know. the thing that I just find so amazing and just so disheartening and just sad is that the mayor of Los Angeles said with a straight dweeble face, this literal dweeb, like a light breeze, and he like blows away into the distance. This literal dweeb was like, "Oh, I was just holding my breath." Shut up, dude. The fact that anybody would ever listen to this guy again is absolutely infuriating. That's like him saying that he was holding his breath in that photo is essentially the equivalent of like a cheating husband being like, I tripped and fell, and then my fucking, and then I didn't swear the whole time, and then my freaking whatever went into her clam. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, I just tripped and fell. Like I saw there was like a brick on the ground and I fell and like what? And then that. It's like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And people are still listening to this psychopath. It's just like people are still strapping up a cloth diaper on their kid's face and being like, "Have a good day at school, Timmy. I hope you learn nothing. I hope you don't learn how to speak." And he's like, "I was just holding my breath. She was just giving me CPR down there." It's like, what? It's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. And people are like, "Yeah, I was holding my breath." This dweeb said that with a straight face. But whatever. It's so stupid that it's like it's set. Like people listen to Billy the Diddler, Bill Clinton, like literal Billy the literal Diddler, Billy the Diddler, Billy Mystery Island Diddler, literal William Diddler III. They listen to Diddler. They had Diddler talk with Krusty about women's rights or like women being advanced in the workplace or something. It was like Diddler v. Krusty, like talking about women advancing something. And it's like, what? And then they had Diddler at the Democratic National garbage show, the AOC show, the O'Crazio show, the Bernie Get Off My Lawn show. And he's like, Donald J. Baseball Swing is not fit for the office. It's like, you're not fit for the office, Diddler? Like, what? You're the Diddler. You're the literal Diddler. I saw a picture of you with Jeffrey Christmas ornament, didn't hang himself. The freaking doing a backstroke in a pool with a 50. You know what I mean? There's like a 15-year-old girl is like, yeah, I was there with Diddler and Bill. It's like, what? You're on the flight log 800 times, and he's like, Donald J. Baseball Swing does not have the such and such. It's like, pick a different guy. You know what I mean? They're like, up next, Billy the Diddler. It's like, this guy is the guy. He's the worst guy for this thing. He's the literal worst guy. Somebody said Diddler on the roof. That's hilarious. Yeah, Diddler on the roof if it's an island in the freaking Caribbean. But yeah, Diddler on the island. If you ask me. Oh, the security guards fell asleep and the camera just didn't work. And then Ghislaine, it's like, what? Her name is literally Ghislaine. Like, what? What kind of name is that? If she was still in the prominent public eye, I would have loved to come up with a different nickname for Ghislaine, like Baby Street or something, or like something like that, or like Baby Goo Road, or I don't know. I would have figured one out, but whatever. It's too late now. She's in prison, or maybe she isn't. Maybe she's not. She's just gonna get plastic surgery and like show up in Malaysia or something. She'll just be like chilling with Tupac and Jeffrey Poopstain in Malaysia with after they got plastic surgery on their face. They'll identify as a they, them, Zims, or hippopotamus or something, and they'll be living in Malaysia, like identifying as a wolf, and people will be like, they're so brave. They'll be on the cover of Lizzo's next album, like she's slaying with Billy the Diddler on the roof. But yeah, whatever. Just like literal Ghislaine. Can you imagine? Imagine just being in elementary school and people are like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Ghislaine." Haters are going to be like, it's Ghislaine. It's like, I don't care what it is. It's Ghislaine, if you ask me. I saw somebody commenting on the Lizzo photo today. They were like, only real men are attracted to such and such. And I was like, all right, guess I'm going to trade in my real man card. You know, I don't know, whatever. But you can't say it. It's just, it's like, I'm not making fun of her situation. I'm just saying it's like, you can't talk about things, but no, you're not allowed to say anything. Ultimately, the mob is going to come for who they're all going to come for anyway. So you might as well try to have a good time. It's like, oh, comedy's illegal. Speaking and not allowed. I heard a really funny joke about what's her face today about Stacey Abrams, and it was so funny, but I can't say it. I feel like I'll get clapped for it, but it was really funny. Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams is the worst person. I cannot stand listening to that lady speak. She is just gaslights everybody, makes every single thing about melanin and just, oh my God. And she's like, I'm the governor of Georgia. It's like, are you though? Are you, Stace? They're like, it's her time. I'm like, it is not her time. It is literally not her time. She is the actual worst. The thing that I find so puzzling about Donald J. home run swing is like Kemp, which I believe is who I believe the governor of Georgia is. I believe that's his last name, Kemp. Kemp was one of the first governors to actually open the state up, and the state of Georgia benefited tremendously financially and economically as a result of him having the bravery to stand up and do and speak out about what was going on. And as pointed out by Anomaly, everybody follows Anomaly on here. I talk about him often at Dream Rare on Instagram. Anomaly pointed out, like, Donnie Baseball suggested that this guy get kicked out of the party. Ball game suggested that he pound sand. And Donnie was trying to shut this dude down when he was standing up for what was right at that time. And I think that it's very important to pay attention to these things looking forward. It's very important that you hold people to account. And it's like, I agree that Donnie did a great job. And I think that and as Anomaly says, it's like this guy was slamming dunks and hitting 3-pointers and doing great things until the fourth quarter. And in the last quarter of the game, he lost. And I'm not going to sit on and like people will accuse you of being like a Donnie Ballpark fan. And it's like, no, I'm a Freedom fan. The fact that Donnie did a great job for the vast majority of it is objectively true. Do I agree with every single thing that he did after? No. So that's why people like me feel that people like DeSanta Claus is the refreshing person that we need. We need a person that's youthful, that's not quite as polarizing, and we need and I think that DeSanta Claus is the guy. I don't want to lose him in Florida, but I want the rest of the country and essentially the rest of the world to see what real leadership looks like. And I think that DeSanta Claus is that type of cat. You have a really bright young man. Like DeSantis is in his, I believe DeSantis is in his 40s. The guy's like 46. He is on point. And I feel like that guy is as Americana as it gets. And the stuff that he said, it's like, I don't have to agree with every single thing, but Florida is one of the freest and most prosperous states in the nation now because of the things that he's done. And every single time an issue comes up, I agree with almost every single thing this dude says 99 times out of 100. And there's something to be said about that. In this absolutely crazy upside down world where everybody is a coward to the mom and everybody gets on their knees and succumbs to the outrage mob, this dude stood up at a time and had the facts to prove it. Oh, I forgot to put my link in here. I forgot to do that. Oh, he's 43. Yeah, this guy's a young dude. This guy is a young dude that's on point, and I think that he is really, in a lot of ways, the leader that the country needs at this time. And it's like you compare somebody like Big Ron with that amount of leadership and sharpness to a person that's going to be 80 years old. It's like I'm pro Donnie. I think Donnie did a great thing for America. I think there's a lot of things that this guy did that were absolutely excellent. I think there's a lot of red tape that he took off that allowed the country to flow like it needed to. Does that necessarily mean that that's the best move going forward? I don't know. I think Big Ron is better personally. Thank you, Crace BYC, for the badge. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it. Hopefully his wife doesn't fall. Yeah, no. Yeah, he held the meeting in Brandon, Florida. Lots of laughs. He's got a good sense of humor. This guy is a hyper intelligent dude. It's extremely on point. And if you listen to his origin story, he did an interview with Ben Shapiro from the Daily Wire, and he talks about his origin story and about how when he originally ran for, I believe it was for Congress or for the House or whatever it was kind of like an accident. Somebody had suggested to him, hey, you should consider running for this position, and then he won it. And then he really embraced it. To think about what it takes to lead at that level, especially when people's life is at stake and all these people are berating you in the media. I mean, the spine that you got to have for that is absolutely amazing. And I think it would be an honor for me to meet Big Ron, because I think this guy is an American patriot, and I appreciate him so much. And I think that he's the right person to lead the country personally. Yeah, there you go. He got his BA from Harvard, went to Yale, or went to Harvard and got his doctorate. The guy's the man, and he's just on point. He's out here supporting businesses. Go figure, actually supporting businesses. Guy's the man. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean87, for the badge. Appreciate you, man. Teresa said, I think he could win over Donnie. Yeah. See, that's the thing, is like, I understand Donnie. However, I feel like more people, including the people that feel disenfranchised by all of the moves that Donnie made, would be more willing to support DeSantis. You know what's kind of annoying? I noticed this. Every single person calls Ron DeSantis, and he calls himself DeSantis. So we're all pronouncing it wrong. The guy's not mispronouncing his own name. So I need to start calling him DeSantis, because that's how he pronounces it. Could you imagine how frustrating that would be when every single video and every single day you pronounce your name a certain way, and even people that support you pronounce it wrong, including me and everybody else? He's like, I'm Ron DeSantis, and we all say DeSantis. It's DeSantis. So I'm going to start trying to change it to that. Because even it seems weird. It's like an extra pronunciation on the D, but that's how the guy pronounces it. So we're all just being dumb. Even people that meet him and interview him, like Ben Shapiro, for example, call him DeSantis, and he calls it DeSantis. Somebody said, when you use Instagram on the computer, there's no area for badges. Yeah, I believe the badges are relegated to the app only, specifically because it uses like Apple something or other, or Google, I don't even know, whatever. But a lot of people use the Venmo, or they do PayPal or whatever, or just go to bobbysauce.com, grab some merch if you really want to support. If not, it's all good. So don't forget to support the sponsor at Blue Free Optical. That's the glasses that I'm wearing. These are blue light blocking glasses from Blue Free Optical. Use code WOKE at checkout, 15% off. Thank them for sharing the stream. Follow them on Instagram at Blue Free Optical and bluefreeoptical.com. Support the businesses that support the channel. It's important. That's absolutely necessary in this parallel universe, parallel economy garbage. Nicola Bell says, can you please save this live? Yes, Nicola. Every single live stream that I do on here appears on my Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram accounts permanently forever. So it will be accessible there. I also repost the link to it in the Patreon. So it will be everywhere. Thank you, Crace BC. The merch is fire. I agree. The merch is fire. I am wearing the merch right now. This is my shirt. It's called the Ask Me About Freedom shirt. Or no, Talk to Me About Freedom. It's got the Talk to Me About Freedom on the back logo. That is available on bobbysauce.com. Ponzilla says, I need to send you another package from Purple Fox Wax Co. Please do. Loving the wax. Pit Mom says, rather send Venmo. They take a percentage of the badges. That is correct. A pretty sizable percentage of the badges, in fact. I'm glad to have them because a lot more people feel comfortable staying in the app, but I do appreciate the Venmos and all of the support. Thank you guys so much for that. Bebop Deluxe. Getting Top Gun vibes. Yeah, bluefreeoptical.com. Check them out. I got the sweatshirt with that flag on it. It was a cowl neck one. Nice. Teresa said on Facebook, my 75-year-old mother likes DeSantis. She's an old school Republican. That's awesome. Somebody said I need those glasses. Blue Free Optical. Go check them out. That's where I got them. Code WOKE, 15% off. It's interesting. It's like Blue Free Optical sponsored the stream. I appreciate them so much. Yet so many people keep asking about them. It's like I probably wouldn't have mentioned it so many times in the stream, but everybody keeps asking about it. So that's awesome. So it's good for them. I hope that they get a lot of value out of sponsoring the channel, and that's the type of stuff. It's like you hope that partnerships like that, there they are in the chat on Instagram. You hope that partnerships like that continue and help keep the channel growing. Megan says, forgive me, fam. I'm canning broth. All right. Thank you, Blue Free Optical. It's funny, as I'm wearing these, I've done these live streams for many hours, so many times, and every single thing that I can see is a light tint of yellow, and it's so much more calm. When I take them off, it's like I can feel the blue just like hit me directly in the vision holes, and it really is remarkable what it actually blocks. Like when I took them off before, I was just like, oh my God. You really don't realize that. I've always thought that I always told people that my circadian rhythm was off. I was like, yeah, my circadian rhythm is off. I'm awake for 26 hours a day or whatever. I always tell people that. And what I'm realizing is I've always worked on my computer really late at night. I've always been a web developer for like 14 years now, and I've worked in the middle of the night forever. And every single time I would get off my computer, it would take me an hour or so, hour and a half to wind down. And really, I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was just because I was hopped up on the computer, but really, it's probably the light. The eyes, I'm getting bombarded. There's 4 screens in front of me. I know you guys can't see it. Maybe you can see it in the reflection. There's 4 screens in front of me. You might be able to see it. There's the 2 right there, and then there's 1 in front of me, and then there's another one over here. There's 4 screens, and that's a lot of light going into my eye holes. Sarah on Facebook said, you're different. It's a beautiful journey to see you go through. Glad to share the ride with you at the helm. Thanks so much, Sarah. I can see the reflection. Megan's talking about the fringe minority. I did drop that. Over like 600 people said that they wanted that fringe minority shirt. So I dropped the fringe minority in the shirt or in the store on bobbysauce.com, and I saw a couple people pick them up. So I appreciate that. In fact, I originally was planning on taking the glasses off after a while, but now that I've had them on for so long, now I'm afraid to take them off because I know how bright it's going to be. And I'm here looking into a into a cell phone with 4 monitors around me. Kelly said, how's your night been? It's been good. Hit 100,000 on Instagram today. You know what's actually super interesting, which is really cool, is so on Instagram, when you hit 100,000, when you hit 100, every 100 I was seeing the 0.1, it would be like 99.1, 99.2, 99.3. But now it's really interesting. Now it just sits at 100. So it'll only go from 100 to 101 to 102 to 103. So I'm seeing how quickly it's growing on my side, but it doesn't reflect it. So those decimal places, it's so nice and cool and clean, and it's such a huge accomplishment that 100,000 people are following on Instagram. It's just so incredible. I'm so thankful for it. I'm just so appreciative. There's been over 1,900 orders on BobbySauce.com, 150,000 followers. When you think about Yankee Stadium in Manhattan, or Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York, can fit, I believe, 60,000 people, which means that I could fill Yankee Stadium twice with the amount of people that are following this account, which is just so amazing. I'm so thankful for that opportunity, that people would pay attention and care about what I have to say. It is absolutely incredible. And all the people that I've been meeting out and about have been so nice and friendly and cool, and it's just so amazing. It's something that I never would have anticipated would have happened this quickly. And the nice messages that I get every day are just incredible. So I thank you guys so much for that. I sincerely appreciate it. And you can see right here behind me, these are all gifts and doodads and trinkets and stuff that I've got, that I've received from people that have supported the channel from the jump. So I just appreciate that so much. Thank you, Melissa. You said your voice is so needed. You brought so many together. Good job. Thank you. And the other thing that's so cool. So I also want to remind people of this. If you see me anywhere, I don't care if you see me at the grocery store, or if you see me at the zoo, or you see me at an event like at CPAC, which I will be at in Orlando later this month, or the Patriot Fest in Naples, Florida, where I'll be next month. Please feel free to come up and say what up. Just don't be weird. Please feel free to come up and say hello and let me know what it is. Just come up, tell me what you got to tell me. I'd love to chat with you for a second. Don't stick around for 2 hours, have a little situational awareness. But if you do see me, I would be more than happy to take a photo with you, sign your forehead, whatever. But definitely, if you see me, feel free to say what up. I love hearing from you guys. So if you see me, please feel free to say hello. If you're going to CPAC in Orlando, please wear some Bobby Sauce merch. I would love to see that. I will be there. I will be at CPAC. I will also be at Patriot Fest in Naples, Florida on the 19th of March. It's like DC Drano and Brendan Leslie from I think Marjorie Taylor Greene and some other people will be speaking there. So that should be pretty cool. What's up from Australia? So I saw somebody asked about the Primod podcast, the Primod cast. I was on with him last week, and the podcast just went up. I posted my story today. It's also on BobbySauce.com under the About page. You can see the link there to the YouTube, to the Apple podcast and the Spotify. So go have a listen to that. Pretty good podcast. FX Mom says, met you in New Jersey. Thank you so much. I remember she was the first person I've seen in real life wearing a Bobby Sauce piece of clothing. So that was awesome to see. I think she was wearing, I believe it was an Everything is Trash shirt, or I can't remember, but I was happy to see it. Facts are trash. There it is. The Facts are Trash shirt. Yes. People said Aussies are in the house. I love my people in Australia. They have been going through one heck of an experience over there. And again, it's just, I've said it so many times. We have to be Thank you, Patrick, for the Facebook stars. We have to understand that our voice is extremely powerful. And the things that you share, even online to 200 people, the things that you share in everyday conversations, those things really make a big difference. And people need to understand how powerful they are. And, support creators, not necessarily just me, but support creators that you like. Thank you, Panther81, for the badge. Appreciate it. Supporting creators, whether it's buying their merch or going to events that they speak at, or just sharing their content, is so incredibly crucial, because it's raising the stock of these people that allows them to do uncommon things that used to be impossible. Like, I keep coming back to Ian Smith. Ian Smith has 400,000 something followers on Instagram because he stood up to an unjust rule in the face of all of this garbage. Thank you, Melissa, for the badge. Appreciate that. He stood up to what him and his business partner believed to be an unjust rule so that people could stay healthy. He defied the rules. He caught so much trouble for it. They've been coming after him and trying to ruin his life. And as a result, him being brave has amassed him 400,000 followers on the gram, multiple accounts. They've sold what I would assume to be probably hundreds of thousands of dollars of merchandise that has kept the gym alive. The gym is bumping. I went to the gym myself. They raised tons of money for charity. These guys put everything on the line. And now, because people shared their content and supported them and showed up at their events and went to support them, whether it was with their voice or their actions or bought a t-shirt or whatever, now this guy has got the chance to run for Congress. And 2 years ago, the only people that knew who he was were his family and friends and the people in his local community. And now he's known around the world. He's on Tucker Carlson. He's on mainstream news, the guys in newspapers. I mean, that's some inspirational stuff. Just goes to show how much having bravery and a backbone will actually get you. And now this guy could literally be in the history books forever. This guy could be a member of Congress. This guy could appear in a history book till the end of time. That is absolutely amazing. And we all need to support people like Ian Smith. We have to understand that this is the type of cat that we need to represent the people. This is how we change the game. People like Ian Smith stepping up. Go online, go to his website and buy his merch, buy his new book, support his content, share his stuff, donate to his campaign. And then you go to people like Andy Frisella. It's like Andy Frisella from First Form has done more visible and non-visible than almost any person that I've seen in this movement. This guy is like a freedom-loving American patriot. This dude puts his money where his mouth is. He helps lift up people that are saying the right thing. I posted my first video. I had 1,200 followers or whatever it was. I got a DM from Andy not 7 days later being like, I got to get you on the pod. I was on episode 100 of the Real AF podcast. That exposed me to hundreds of thousands of people through his YouTube, his Apple Podcasts, and all of the channels. I've been to all their events. This guy represents the American spirit. And here he is pumping out content that's pro-America, pro-freedom, and helping to raise and lift up voices of people that are doing the right thing, including Ian Smith and people like Ari Hassanaj from the with all of his posters in New York. These are dudes and people that have stood up and done what they know is right because they love their country. It's like these are real people that are doing amazing things. And if you asked Andy 25 years ago, would he have thought that that's what he was going to do? Well, maybe Andy, because he's got a real good eye for the future and he does what he says he's going to do. But, would Ian have ever imagined that would have happened? Would I have imagined that I'd be able to get this many people to pay attention to what I have to say? At the press of a button, I could get hundreds of people to listen to what I'm saying, that I could get a company like Blue Free to send me some cool goggles or cool glasses and help other people support their business, that companies like Dead Pedal Coffee would send me coffee and help me and let me help support their business, and people would be buying merchandise with my name on it and walking around and going to events. Of course not. It's just that when you do the thing that's right for the right reasons, when you support the country that you love and freedom and patriotism and liberty, the world has this way of just adjusting to reward you for your courage. Not saying that I'm courageous. I'm just saying the marketplace has spoken. Thank you, Eliza, for the badge. Appreciate you. The marketplace has spoken. And every person that you see in this chat on Instagram that has these hearts next to their name, that's the market. That's real people saying, you know what? I'm gonna contribute into the hat here and say I want to see more of this content. I want to see creators like this, and I guarantee you that all the people that have the badges on their name here on Instagram, or the people that have donated on YouTube, or the people that buy the merch, I'm not the only person these people contribute to. They probably contribute to dozens of creators that they like, and it's because of them that more podcasts go out, that more content goes out, that more people are voting with their voice and their attention and their money, and that's what it's all about. It's like, that's how you fight this garbage, by voting with your attention, voting with your time, voting with your money, buying and supporting the creators and the businesses that are doing the things that you write, that you appreciate, and supporting people like Ian Smith for Congress, supporting companies like 1st Phorm, supporting people like Tommy Vext, who's out there doing objectively good things for the world. And speaking up about it and changing the minds of the people in your social circle. That's the most American, that's the most freedom-loving human thing you could do. Be patriotic. You don't have to be patriotic in just America. There's plenty of Canadians that are doing more to be patriotic than 50% of Americans are. There's more Canadian truckers. There's more people in Canada that drive a truck that probably were apolitical 6 months ago, that are out there on the front lines risking everything to stand up for the people of the world. And even though they're just looking for freedom in Canada, they really, what they're doing is they're fighting for the children of the world. I mean, how beautiful is that? What a great thing. What a beautiful world that we're in. So I just think it's just, there's so much good stuff happening, and I would be remiss to not highlight all of the positive things that are going on, and all of the good stuff, and all of the progress that we're seeing is remarkable. And I think that there's just so much to be said about how things are going. I think that there's a lot to look forward to, so long as we keep pressing. Thank you. You're welcome, Armstrong. Appreciate it. LOL, I probably follow Tommy more for his political posts than anything. Love his music too, but the political posts is why I followed him. Yep, that's what's up. Yeah, so it's like, I like many people of this world that believe in freedom and liberty, have so much respect for what's going on in Canada. I mean, I've always felt that the United States of America, leads the world and is the leader that the world needs. And I think so many people feel that way. But right now, those people that are in downtown, those people that are in Ottawa right now, those might be the most patriotic people on the planet at this moment. And I just have so much appreciation and respect for what they're doing. I can't even express. And it's just so great to see it. And again, I made a video about this about a week ago. I made a reel, which got over like 150,000 views on this reel. And I said that I guarantee you that the people that started to organize that rally, there was a guy or a gal or a they or a them or a Z or a zer, whatever, that was thinking to themselves in the shower or taking a walk, or maybe while they were doing a push-up or having lunch or talking to a friend, they just thought to themselves, what if we just decided to drive our trucks over to Ottawa? What if that's what we did? What if we could get a couple trucks? Somebody thought that. And I guarantee you it was probably one person. I don't know who it was, but I bet you it was one person. Just thought it. Or maybe they were having a conversation, 2-3 people having a conversation, and somebody brought it up. And then they were like, that's not a bad idea. What if we did that? And then that conversation became a bigger conversation, became 10,000 people, became 50,000 people, became the eyes of the entire world. And now the entire world can change. And the people in power and the entire planet are taking note of this. And that's what I hope that everybody understands, is that you don't have to acknowledge something to know that they see it. You think any of these people that work in Congress anywhere in the world or in any hall of power anywhere on the planet, you think they don't see what's going on in Canada right now? I guarantee you they see that. They are keenly sharp to what's going on there, because you know what that makes them, we know what that helps them to understand, that there are trucks in every country on this planet. And if those guys were out there protesting in the summer when they didn't need all that gasoline, this strategy that they have right now of hiding, of taking the gas away, that wouldn't work. So this truck situation, this RV, this mass organization of vehicles is a new form of protest that is probably more effective than any other protest that's ever existed in the history of time, because people can be gassed, or people can be smoke bombed or flashbanged. They can have all that. They can cut off bathrooms or water or whatever else. But these people are driving their house to the downtown area. They're gridlocking the area, and they got food, they got a bed, they got heat. You know what I mean? People could bring in water and food and all that other stuff, and they can really do it. And it's like, that's the type of world-changing stuff that people in the halls of power are taking notice of this, and they're like, whoa, we didn't realize that could happen. So it's just like, they will try to prevent this going forward. They are noticing this. So just the simple act that they did it in the first place changes the world. It changes people's understanding of how powerful large groups of people actually are. Because if those people were standing out in the street, they wouldn't last that long. But the fact that they got a bed and they can lock the door and put a water in a refrigerator or whatever, microwave a meal, gives them a much more dynamic advantage that other forms of protest have never had in the history of human existence. And I think that it would be insane of us to not acknowledge the significance of such a thing, how genius it is that that's who it was. Because here's the thing. Those truckers didn't do it because people asked the truckers to do it. The truckers did it because the truckers felt compelled to do it, right? Which means that in the event that there was something that deserved this form of protest, you would have to convince the truckers to do it, or it would have to already bite on their ability to do it, their way of life. They would have to be not patriotic, not freedom loving, people that were okay with what was going on. But these people naturally felt that way and naturally stood up and decided to be patriotic. A lot of people, I would wager that a lot of people look at truck drivers as it's your typical blue collar worker. They may look at them in one way or the other, or maybe think that they're not as important as X, Y, or Z type of profession. But here they are being the bravest. Here they are doing something that's absolutely remarkable. Here they are deserving of so much of our respect. And people just don't understand things that, are not involved in their daily life, yet these guys are what help keep the world moving. So big ups to those truckers. And you know what else? This is another interesting factoid. Truckers are one of the most is one of the more racially diverse professions. I think there's a larger cohort of Hispanic and African American drivers than there are in the normal workforce. So these are your the subjugated whatever minority whatever class of people that are out there doing this. And I don't know how what the metrics are in Canada, but I know that that's how it is in the United States. So it's like, this is your average melting pot of everyday American, Canadian, whatever citizens that are out there doing this. In fact, I saw today, I was watching the live stream from the convoy, and there was a guy walking around live streaming, and he showed a huge one of those Peterbilt or whatever trucks with an Indiana license plate. So it's like, this stuff's awesome, man. It's really great. It's great to see. Melissa said a lot of truckers are veterans. Yeah. It's like, these are your salt of the earth, patriotic people that are hardworking. And I've had I know a couple friends that drive trucks, and not an easy job by any stretch. The lifestyle that you have to live, it's a lot. So the fact that they were the ones that stepped up when all of our supposed leaders were the ones that didn't is just so interesting. But whatever. So I think there's a lot of good things happening in the world, and I think we should be very appreciative for what's going on. Somebody said women of all colors as well. Yeah, for sure. Somebody said my father was a truck driver. Yeah, exactly. So, somebody says my boyfriend is a mechanic for these trucks. He's white and the minority. His coworkers are Hispanic, Native American, and Black. So diverse. Yeah, that's great. So here you have this cohort of folks that are standing up for the people of the world. And I see that a similar situation is happening in Australia, which is you love to see it. And they're trying to organize one in the US as well. So all this stuff is just great. And it's just such a good thing. So he said, my uncle was a truck driver. He was cremated in a Peterbilt engraved box. That's awesome. So these people are sincerely deserving of our. He was a Philly fire lieutenant. Yeah, these people are certainly deserving of our respect, and it's so awesome that they are doing that. And you love to see it. You love to see people standing up and fighting for their rights and their freedoms. Such a good thing to see. Barbara on Facebook said, thanks so much for all your work, all your coverage, not just of this, but all your work. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate that. Tina on Facebook said, truckers have a code no matter what part of the world, a brotherhood. That's awesome. Errol Eman said, thanks for, yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. What are we celebrating every July 4th? What are you pouring up here? Some vodka? No, it's Monday night. It's water. I've only had a drink on the live stream one time. I think I had a beer once. Barbara says, I'm in Alberta. It's really cool to see all this happening. I'm proud it was Canada. Yep, agreed. Barb says, love your FB reels. Thank you, Barb. If anybody knows the people at Original Grain, get them to sponsor me. Get Original Grain to sponsor me. I love their watches. Somebody contact the people at Original Grain and get them to send me some free watches. Somebody said you can have a drink if you wish. We won't judge. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's not about the judging. What's up, Taylor? Armstrong says Bobby and Candace Owens need to collab. Hook it up, dog. Candace Owens is doing great things. Much appreciation for her and all the stuff she's doing. Hyper intelligent individual, young woman, killing the game. She's doing great. I have a lot of respect for her. Whoever knows her, hook it up. Bobby's the water to our dumpster fire. True that. When the world is on fire, put some sauce on it. Somebody said that would be a great duo about Candace. Yeah, I agreed. Literal agreed, Larry. Start an OnlyFans for politics. All right. It's called Patreon. I have it. Patreon.com/take naps. I got one. Just checking out the comments here. So I've been on for about an hour and 43 minutes. I'll stick around for like 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna head out. But just wanted to interact with y'all, and again, thank you guys all for the 100,000 followers. I really appreciate that so much. So exciting. While I'm doing that, I want to thank the badge people. Thank you to Eliza Lees, Melissa St. Amant, Panther 81 Sharp, Sean 87, Crace BYC, Dave 1718, Serenity Acres Farm, Kukla 05, Marie Max 1776, Dominique Berger, Jackson 6, Lana Liberty, the Megan Hayward, Soulshine Collective, Keto Vampire, Nina for short, Chooks Official. Thank you guys for the badges here on Instagram. Really appreciate that. Thank you to Thomas Plant for the donation on YouTube. Appreciate you, Thomas. Thank you for the continued support. Appreciate that. Again, a thank you to Blue Free Optical at Blue Free Optical on Instagram, bluefreeoptical.com. Use code WOKE, W-O-K, at checkout for 15% off for the blue light blocking glasses. Appreciate them for sponsoring the live stream and sponsoring the channel. Make sure you give some love to them after, if you would not mind. I would appreciate it so much. Thoughts on the power to the people, not people in power? Yep, agreed. Your thoughts on Republicans and elite capturing? I don't know. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, I mean, it is very cool to see all of these things happening. So I am very excited. Powerful shades, bro. All right, y'all. Thank you, Daryl M. Dotson, for the badge. Appreciate it. Yeah, what time is it? Looks like it's Jesus, 11:30. Think Rogan heads to Rumble? No, I don't think so. He's making Spotify way too much money, and he hasn't been there, I don't think, even a year yet. Thanks, Sean. He hasn't even been there a year. He's making them way too much money. People do things that businesses think with their dollar, with their wallet. They don't want to be woke. They just want to make that money. They don't care. They got shareholders to hold them account to. Aurora on Facebook says, I'm late tuning in. Did you cover the Poe taking the gas? Yes, I talked about that a while ago. The live stream will go up on my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It will be available on all of those channels, as well as on Twitch for the next 48 hours, but it'll be on all the other channels forever. So you'll be able to rewatch the stream if you are just joining now, as all of them are. Teresa says Rumble offered him $100 million to go on Rumble. Yeah, I mean, he already had $100 million from Spotify. So that was just free press for them. So good on them. I'm sure they intend to give him the $100 million, but I don't think he's going to go to Rumble. But that was good press for them. So that was smart. What are your thoughts on Stern? I think Stern is a shill. I think he's a fear-mongering shill. And I think that his beliefs about medicine and trying to censor other people that don't have those beliefs is insane. Like, this guy's been doing all types of questionable things forever. This guy was like the voice of the opposition, like this was the guy that was in the sights of all the woke scolds back in the day, and now he's turned into the exact same person that he supposedly used to rail against. So peace out, dude. Like, I'm sick and tired of these boomers just like fear mongering everybody. It's like, all right, Howard, like, this guy is a lanky creepazoid. Like, good for you, bro. Congratulations. Like, you have $100 million, $150 million, the highest paid radio personality like in human history. Like, take a hike, dude. We don't, like, anybody that's tuning into Howard Stern for medical advice needs to check themselves, because this dude is like, cool, man. Like, congratulations, bro. You disagree. Maybe just disagree. Maybe keep talking about chicks and their bags and stuff. It's like, cool, man. We care about you. This guy's a total shill for the narrative. Thank you, Sarah, on Facebook. Yeah, all right, Howard, you lanky creepazoid. He's like, I'm staying at home with 4 diapers on, alone in my basement with my $150 million. He's like, Joe, it's like, bro, do you remember what you used to talk about 5 years ago, dude? Do you remember who you were 10 years ago, bro? And now that's what you're doing, shilling for them? Get out of here with that. He's the he's the male Joy Behar. He's the lanky creepazoid boomer Joy Behar. It's like, Joy, retire. Like, you're 75. Like, take a hike, bro. These people are sad. Literally retire. Hey, Pelosi, like, retire. You're old and worthless. No one likes you. Your opinion is trash. You've been a suck on the earth forever. Leave. No one likes you anymore. Good morning, Sunday morning. Your brain is having a fart. Please depart. Exit stage left. You shills. These people are demons. But no. Oh, Garbelosi's running. I saw this thing today that said that Garbelosi spent $500,000 on private jets in 2021. $500,000 flying on private jets. This lady is a garbage merchant. She's a literal peddler of trash. And we're supposed to listen to this person, this creature? Even her eyebrows are like trying to retire. They're like, yo, I'm about to head out. They're like, I'm gonna head north for the I'm gonna head north for the summer. But whatever. It's like, oh no, India RE and freaking Neil Young and Nils Glofsbean or whatever. Nils Creepazoid weird top hat. Who even cares? Crosby, Stills, and like no one listens anymore. I get it. These people are great musicians, but it's like, stay out of it, dude. Oh no, India RE is off Spotify. Oh no. Literally 0 people care. It's like, oh, like the one person that was listening was like, all right, I guess I'll just download it on Napster for free, but whatever. They're like, oh no, Neil Young's taking a stand, and Niles weird top hat. Cool. Here's the 6 people that pretend like they know better. Joe didn't even say anything. He had people that are way more expert in this subject matter than these psychopaths. It's like, who are you listening to for your advice? These people that are well documented and experts in their field that are just giving their opinions about how they view it, or Niles creepy top hat guy. Creepy top hat. I made relevant music 35 years ago. Rocking in the free world. He had a tour back in the day, Neil Young, called the Freedom Tour. It's like this guy was like an anti-establishment freedom guy, and now he's a total shill for the narrative. All of his music is sold. Who even knows if he even said that was a thing? It's like, oh no, India RE and Creepy Top Hat guy and Neil Young are, oh wow, who cares? Like, literally, who cares? Capital W, capital C, who cares? Exclamation point. Congratulations. Like, take a hike. No one cares what you think, you creepy boomers. We're trying to live out here. These people are stealing our life away from us, and more importantly, stealing the life away from young children and their ability to learn. Irreparable damage to their brain function and their learning process. And they're being total cowards, total upside down, non-fact based, science with a dollar sign cowards. And we're supposed to care about what Neil Young and Creepy Top Hat guy care about this? Shut up, dude. Retire. Like, get a Meals on Wheels and shove it. Take your $150 million and go into your house and shut your hole, Wang Chung. Like, you're a garbage merchant. The rest of us are out here trying to live our life, you psycho. You're 80. Retire. Play checkers or something. Go play mahjong. Go knit a freaking Afghan or something. Do a normal hobby. Play shuffleboard. But shut your talk hole about this. I'm going to take my music out of Spotify. Do you even know what Spotify? You think Neil Young is just like sitting around listening to Spotify? Yeah, right. And Neil's the creepy top hat guy? Cool, dude. Nice top hat, boomer. Like, take a hike, bro. I don't even care. I don't care if you made relevant music 30 years ago. You're weighing in on this, and we don't want your opinion. Shove it. Like, shut up, dude. This is like an inflated sense of self. We don't care what you think about this topic. It's either me, it's either creepy top hat guy or Joe Rogan. Peace. Nils Lofgren. Cool hat. Cool hat, Nils. Awesome, dude. Nils has a top hat. It's like, all right, dude. Yeah, he used to play with Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen's totally based as he does podcasts with Barry O. And they're like, hey, how do we get two people with how do we get two people to talk about nothing? Cool, dude. Dope. In December 2018, PBS NewsHour aired a 10-minute career retrospective called Nils Lofgren, 50 years of just being a guy in the band. Cool, sweet legacy, just the guy in the band. Dope, who cares? Like, awesome, bro. Like, that's a cool hat you have on. Said -3 people. Sick hat. That's a dope hat. He had an album in 1976 chart at number 32 in the US. Dope. Sweet hat. Not a single one of his albums has charted in the United States since 1991. Not a single Nils Lofgren album has charted in the United States since 1991. Nice hat, Nils. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm just saying. It's like he's 70 years old. Dude, be scared at your house. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm scared at my house. I'm afraid. I have a hat. Look at my hat. I made music 49 years ago. Sick. Rock. Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking in the free world as long as it's approved of by the people in power. Keep on rocking in the approved by other people world. Keep on rocking in the government overreach world. Sick, dude. Dope. You guys are awesome. Call me in 1981. Dope, dude. I'm afraid. Everyone must be afraid. Neil Young was part of a company that makes toy trains and model railroad accessories. Dope! Sick! Model railroads. Rad. All right, I guess. I have a top hat. Neil Young was born in Canada. Dope. Winnipeg, Manitoba. Look at what your fellow countrymen are doing while you sit on a fat stack of cash with creepy top hat guy, afraid of the world and trying to make everybody live in a world of fear. It's over, dog. It's been 2 years. These kids are never going to get this part of their life back. Shut up and go to the literal pasture, bro. You are no longer relevant. Good day. Like, let other people have the limelight for a bit. You and creepy top hat guy can go be afraid in your basement with Whoopee Cushion. You and Whoop and Misery Behar, you guys can all pal around in your basement with your 7 diapers on. Let the children breathe, you psycho. Let the children learn. Let the children see faces so that they can learn, you psycho fear-mongering psychopath. Let the kids go to school and breathe. Let them eat lunch with their friends. Don't make them sit outside on a bucket in the freezing cold temperature with a goose down jacket on, afraid of freaking oxygen. You losers. Go be afraid in your huge house with your plaque from 1981 that's probably made out of paper mache. Who cares? You and Lofgren and Whoop can go hang out in a diaper hole of despair. Let the kids live their life, bro. Shut up. Don't weigh in on this situation. We don't care what you think. Biggie, you want to go outside? Hey, you want to go outside? Take a piss? Come on, buddy. Keep on rocking in the free world. Creepy top hat guy and dude that made an album 49 years ago want to weigh in. Cool, dude. Dope. Yo, all right. It's just about to hit 2 hours. I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for the 100K. Really appreciate you so much. Thank you, everybody, for buying the badges on Instagram. Really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that donated on YouTube. Thanks to the people that sent in the Venmos. Appreciate you. Thank you to the people who've been buying merch at BobbySauce.com. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Much love, guys. I really appreciate it so much. I am humbled. This has been the coolest year and a half of my entire life, and I'm so excited for what's to come, and I'm so thankful for all of you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Big thanks to Blue Free Optical. Go check them out at Blue Free Optical on Instagram, bluefreeoptical.com, bluefreeoptical.com. Thank them for supporting the channel. Use code WOKE at checkout, WOKE, for 15% off at Blue Free Optical. Support people that support the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 100K. I will never stop. I will never stop doing this. I will continue pushing out this content as much as I can and working as hard as I possibly can, so long as you are here to support it. So thank you guys so much. If you like this shirt, this is on BobbySauce.com. It's called Talk to Me About Freedom. Check out all the new stuff on BobbySauce.com. Thank you for the people that support on Patreon, patreon.com/takenaps. Much love, guys. If you don't already follow me on YouTube, please go follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/BobbySauceLito. For everything Bobby Sauce, go to followbobby.com, followbobby.com, just like it sounds, FOLLOWBOBBY.com, followbobby.com. All my links are there. The PayPal, the Venmo, my mailing address if you want to send me some stuff, the YouTube, the Getter, the Telegram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Upside Down Larry, the theys and thems, the hippopotamus. Everything is there. BobbySauce.com, followbobby.com, Blue Free Optical, Woke at checkout, 50% off, 100K. Let's get it, fam. I love you guys. Appreciate you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube. Appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow.